Okay, good morning. Good morning. Alrighty, I hope we're well. I hope we've risen well and we feel good. My name is Amy. This is a new channel. This is a new yoga YouTube channel. So I wanted to introduce some breath work, some pranayama practices to kickstart your day. Also things that you can then take into your own practice and to any time of the day to support you. Followed by some movement pieces just to get you feeling nice and limber. So we're gonna start. Now I like to personally be lifted up on a block so that my hips are elevated. Please have anything else available if you like to practice with props, blocks, cushions, straps, anything of the sort. We won't necessarily need much of that today, but if you'd like to be lifted up on something, having those hips nice and high, then please, by all means, have things ready and waiting. Now, if this is the first thing you're doing, approach this with some ease and just arrive in this space. Take a moment to do so. Maybe close down the eyes. See if we can relax all the muscles on the face. Can we soften those shoulders away from the ears? Can we encourage the spine nice and tall without forcing it here? So those ribs are still drawing in and we're drawing that tailbone under an effortless length in the spine. The legs are nice and relaxed, ankles, toes relaxed. Let's take a big breath in together, root the breath down into the belly, inhale. Sigh that breath out, sink into the body. 2 more like that, big breath in. Exhale. Last time like that, big breath. Exhaling. Wonderful. Now we'll take an inhale, draw those shoulders up to the ears, squeeze. And exhale, let them round down the back. 2 more like that, nice and slow. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, round them down the back. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Can we encourage those legs to soften? Maybe give them a good squeeze, encourage them to relax. And maybe giving those feet in passing a nice little foot massage, running the thumbs quite firmly down the soles of the feet, releasing, helping to release some fascia here. Take a few moments. Wonderful. And then maybe wiggle down through the hips, just ground through your sit bones. Okay, lovely. That spine is still nice and tall, effortlessly. And we're going to carry out and introduce, shall I say, I'll introduce Kapalbhati. So Kapalbhati is a breathing exercise. It's a wonderful way to shift us into our sympathetic nervous state, which is where we're more in our fight or flight, our energetic state of being. And this is a wonderful breath practice to center the mind. We have to focus on our breathing patterns so it naturally allows us to focus and gear our attention into one direction. And the action here are short, sharp exhales, pumping the belly into the spine. So we focus solely on our exhale. Our inhales happen really, really naturally. Looks and sounds something like this. So I'm pumping the belly into the spine with quite some force, drawing those abdominal, it's an abdominal contraction, shall I say, as we pump the belly into the spine. And we may experience things flying out of our nose, left, right, and center. That is part of the practice. It's nasal cleansing at the same time. So if you'd like to have some tissues, by all means, have them ready and waiting. So we're going to go through 3 rounds. I'm going to keep a count. I'm also going to be doing this along with you. And the time of each round, the repetitions will grow each round. Okay? So also thinking about here, the shoulders staying nice and relaxed. We can have our hands on our belly to really feel that action taking place, or we can have our hands on our thighs. And we want to relax all the muscles on the face. So let's take a big breath in to begin. We'll sigh that breath out. And we'll begin together on our next exhale, inhaling. And let's begin. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale, release. Find your natural rhythm here. Soften through the legs. Relax the shoulders, spine is nice and tall, jaw is relaxed. Remembering these are short, sharp exhales, pumping the belly into the spine. We focus solely on that exhale taking place here. Let's take another breath in to prepare for our second round. Inhale. Exhale, release. We'll begin on our next exhale, inhaling together. And let's begin. Inhale together. Exhale, release. Finding your natural rhythm here. Drawing that awareness in between the eyebrows. Relax the forehead, relax the eyes. We have our third and final round together. Let's take a breath in to prepare. Inhale. Exhale, release. Beginning on our next exhale, inhaling. And let's begin. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale, release. Another one like that, big breath in. Exhaling. And then we'll take a comfortable short inhale and we'll hold the breath. Short inhale in. Drawing that chin slightly down, belly draws in. We're holding, maybe close the eyes still. And whenever you are ready to release, really patiently, gently releasing that exhale, drawing that belly into the spine. And take a moment to find your natural rhythm. And maybe noticing the subtle effects of your practice. Maybe breathing with a little more ease, a little more freshness through the nose. Wonderful. Okay, let's meet in a nice tabletop position. So we're moving that block off to one side and we'll meet in hands and knees. So let's bring those knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And take a moment to spread the fingers and really ground through the knuckles. Maybe tuck those toes under to stretch through the feet. Let's take a big inhale in, drop the belly. Lift the gaze, squeeze those shoulder blades, create this arch in the spine. Exhale, let's press away from the floor, round through the back and draw that chin into the chest. Inhale, let's drop the belly. Lift the gaze, really squeeze those shoulder blades, create that arch. Exhale, let's round, press away from the floor. Inhaling, dropping the belly, moving through a few of these at your own pace. Synchronizing breath and movement. And feel free to add anything else in that feels good, any sways in the spine, any circles in the torso, any exaggerations of the motion. There is no right or wrong here, just moving with your breath, and we're aiming to create a little space in the spine. So we have a few more breaths to explore and take up space on our mats. Let's take one more breath here. And let's meet in a nice neutral spine when you're ready. Lovely, a couple of wrist stretches. Let's bring those fingers to face the knees and spread back through the fingers, ground through the knuckles. Keep those toes tucked under, and we'll bring in a nice little rock back and forth, stretching through the forearms and the wrists here. That may be a really subtle movement. You may want a little more by drawing those elbows into the chest and peeling the heels of the hands off the floor, but keeping the fingers grounded. Let's take one more moment. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the left fingers to face out to the left, right fingers to face out to the right. Creases of the elbows face each other. We'll begin to bring in a little sway, left and right, really ground through the knuckles, spread the fingers, firing up those forearms here. Wonderful. And then let's face those hands forward. Let's find our nice first downward facing dog of the morning. Spread the fingers, root the knuckles, keep those toes tucked under, begin to peel those hips nice and high. Take a moment to arrive here. Maybe we're pedaling out through the legs, bending into each leg at a time, lengthening through the hamstrings. Maybe we're shifting hips slightly left and right. And can we take a moment to check in with the hands? Maybe we need more space between them. Maybe we need less. But can we spread the fingers, ground through the knuckles, and really close off any space between the hands and the floor? Maybe we're pressing away from the floor. Those shoulders are up by the ears, and we're wrapping those triceps down towards the mat. And the head and neck is in between the shoulders here. That's a lot of instruction, I know. Let's also just focus on it feeling right for you. And let's breathe. Let's root that breath down into the belly. Draw that belly in as we exhale. Abdominal contraction pushes the air out. Inhaling, rooting the breath down. Drawing that belly in. We're going to add some movement. Let's lift nice and high on the balls of the feet, round through the back, coming forward into your plank. Maybe shortening or lengthening your plank as you need here. And then as we exhale, those hips come up and back into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Inhale drives you forward, rounding through. And exhale, hips up and back. Now, welcome to add a little spinal ripple into this here. So maybe we dip the hips a little, dip the pelvis, bend through the knees, push them back to the heels. Just an option. Take it or leave it. Synchronizing breath and movement, warming up the body. Let's take one more here. Wonderful. And let's walk those hands back towards the feet, meeting at the back of your mats in Uttanasana, forward fold. Wonderful. Now, we can have the arms down by the toes. We can be clasping opposite elbows. We can interlace the hands behind the back and draw the arms overhead, finding chest expansion. And the legs don't need to be straight here. We can have a gentle bend in them, but can we think about internally rotating inner thighs up towards the ceiling? Head and neck, wherever we are, is super relaxed. And maybe we're adding a little sway, really bending the knees if we're doing so. Head and neck is super heavy. Maybe we're trying all 3 arm variations and settling with the one that suits us best this morning. If you're in the same position as me, interlacing hands behind the back, can we imagine I'm drawing the palms up to the ceiling? Let those shoulder blades slide down the back away from the ears, creating more space for the head and neck. Deep, nourishing breaths here. Let's take one more moment, allowing the upper body to completely fold over the lower body. Lovely. Let's release the hands. Let them come down by the toes. And inhale, we're going to come up halfway, lifting. Ardha Uttanasana. Hands on the shins, straighten through the legs, flatten through the spine, and connect those shoulder blades together on the back. The legs are nice and straight, and imagine they're pressing into the back wall, and the crown of the head is pressing towards the front of the mat. Take another inhale here. We lengthen. Exhale, we hinge at the hips and we fold back forward. Maybe we bend the knees, release the head and neck. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Create that length. Nice and active through the legs. Exhale, we release. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, let's release. This time we're going to come all the way up to standing. Really strong legs, flat back, arms come out by the side. Inhale all the way up onto the tiptoes. We squeeze, exhale here. Invite that shake, invite that wobble, another breath in. Exhale, drop the heels and really lazily swan dive all the way forward, releasing back down. Bend the knees again if you need. 2 more like that. Inhale, coming all the way up, nice and strong in the legs, back up onto the toes, reaching, spread the fingers. Exhale here. Another inhale. Exhale, drop the heels and we fold. Creating a nice fluid motion. Last time. Inhale. As tall as you can be, exhale here. Invite that wobble, another breath. And exhale, drop those heels and we fold back forward. Lovely, strong bend in the knees now. Arms are heavy, head is heavy. We roll up, rebuild the spine really, really slowly. Take your time, stacking each vertebrae on top of the other. Nice and slow. Go even slower. And once that gaze does lift, roll those shoulders down the back a couple of times. Open through the chest. And then find a little more space on your mat. So we're going to come into a nice twist here for the spine. So feet are a little wider than hip width distance. Both feet facing forward. Gentle bend in the knees. We cactus the arms or we straighten them out. And the gaze is going to stay nice and fixed. We're going to begin to bring in a nice twist, which you are very much in control of how much force you're bringing into this here. And maybe you're peeling off the heel of the opposite side that we're twisting so that we have a little more range of motion. Now keeping that gaze fixed forward, maybe we close the eyes and we focus on nice long inhales, long exhales. Maybe you explore with straightening the arms out if you've got the space. We're breathing. Keep moving. Couple more moments here. And without coming to an abrupt halt, just keep moving, but just slow it down. Nice and slow, gently taking your time to come to a standing position. Bring your feet a little closer together as we find mountain pose Tadasana, arms by the sides, palms pressing forward. Ground through those heels, lift up through the kneecaps. We're standing nice and tall. Inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead. Gaze follows. Maybe palms touch. Exhale, let's bring those hands to heart center. Just take a moment to be proud of your practice this morning, proud of the time you dedicated to yourself, and a moment to honor all that you are and all that there is. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.